Okay, so we are continuing with sentence correction. We discussed three of the most commonly tested rules till now. So today we'll do a mixed bag kind of thing, because there is I'll cover the theory of 2 or 3 concepts, and then we'll dive directly into the questions, because there are then very few rules left based on which you can get questions correct, purely based on those rules. So first I'll just cover 2 or 3 rules, and then we'll move directly to the questions. So tenses is also quite commonly tested. It can be tricky, because there are for tenses, just to get an idea about what tense is required, you may have to read quite a bit. You will have to look out for some keywords. You will have to look out for some pointers. So tense is a little tricky to the spotting is not that tricky, but identifying what's the tense required, it's a little tricky. So if you are able to eliminate 2-3 options using parallelism or something else, first, then move to tenses. That's usually that usually helps more. But there will be some questions which will be purely on tenses as well. Just a recap, not many tenses come on. In English language there are tons of types of tenses, but in GMAT not all of them are tested. So we have this timeline thing with which we explain tenses. So if this is a timeline, so and if this is the present, let's say this is present tense, this will be your future tense, after present future comes, and this will be your past tense. So this on the timeline, and past tense is, all of you know, past tense is did, went, ate. So all of that is a past tense. Was, were, or past tense. Present is, are, eats, drinks. All of that is present. Future is will, will do this. So all of that is future. So these are the 3 basic tenses. Future is not that tested on GMAT, by the way. Mainly the other tenses. And there's also another tense. And I'll give you an example of a sentence. Mary went to the market. So when I say Mary went to the market, that means Mary has left. That Mary went to the market, action is done, complete, right? So in that case, that will be simple past tense. Now if I told you that Mary has gone to the market, what's the difference in it? The difference is that yes, Mary did go to the market sometime in the past, not now. She went to the market sometime in the past, but she has not come back yet, or we are still waiting for the impact of that action. So anything that started in the past and it's still continuing, that tense it's past coming into present, PP. It is indicated by the presence of these words, has for single and have, for plural, followed by another verb. So there should be another verb, right? Simple, if I say that he has a book, that is not an indicator of tense. He has a book just means that the person owns a book, right? If I say that I have a glass of milk every morning, so that is also not an indication of tense. It just means that I drink milk every morning. So has, have, they have to be followed by another verbs, like Mary has gone to the market, or I have done my homework. So has and have followed by another verb, that's when the tense implication starts. Simple has, that he has a book or she has a car, that has is different from this format. So keep an eye out for that. Has, have, followed by, there has to be another verb, followed by another verb. That is your that is basically your the structure. Then there is another thing which you like to call as double past or DP. 2 actions, when both of them start in the past, so and one of them happened earlier than the other. How do you indicate that, right? So to indicate the earlier action, the word had is used. So and that is the double past. That means of two actions, both of which have been completed in the past, the one that happened earlier, to indicate that had is used. So here also that it has to have a had followed by another verb. This is important, right? You just can't say that he had a house. He had a house does not it's not a tense indicator, right? If I say that Mary had gone to the market when our aunt came, so that means Mary went to the market first, then aunt came. If I say Mary went to the market when her aunt had come, so now it means that aunt came first and then Mary went to the market, right? So to whichever verb the word had is attached, so that happened earlier. Now in sentence correction, the thing to look out for is that for an option which had to be correct, now there has to be two actions. Unless there are two actions both completed in past, you cannot have a had, right? So that's what you have to look for. The moment you see had in one of the options, you have to see, okay, are there any more actions? If it's only one action, then the had is wrong. Then you have to go with simple past, right? So this is very, very quick review of the tenses. Everybody clear? All of you probably already knew this, right? Now some identifiers. As I say, it's not enough to know all the rules. It's to know which rule to apply in what question. So as I always say, keep an eye out for these type of constructions. So in a sentence, if let's say there is this plus verb, right? So any variation that you see, let's say this verb is go. So if you see go, went, has gone, have gone, different structures, the same verb coming in different structures associated with these words. So these are indicators that there is a tense error, right? That's a tense error. So so was done, did, has done, had done. So you know that there is a tense error. So you have to read a little bit to understand when did that action happen. Tense is a factor of time, right? So it's not about what happened, it's more about when did that happen. So once you are able to identify the time zone, time period, you will be able to get the tense correct, right? Tense is an indicator of time, that's it, nothing else. So time means when that particular action happened, right? So so this is one indicator that you have to look out for. For now, the past coming into present, there are some other indicators, right? So if you see words such as still, something is still happening, or since morning, or since 2014, or these words. Now, when these words are present, this indicate that you have to go for the past coming into present tense form. You don't have to then simple present or simple past is wrong, right? These are some of the indicators. Or for centuries, or over the years, these are some indicators that the correct option is going to be the past coming into present tense form. So there are two types of identifiers. One, this type of format to give you a clue that there is a tense error. Now after identifying the tense error, which one should you go for? So there are some keywords, for the past coming into present format, right? The keyword that the answer should be this. Okay, everybody understood this part? Now this is a very interesting rule, the second rule. So I'll just discuss a few rules and then we'll go into the questions. It's called a comma subject rule, right? So just think about, I'll just a couple of sentences. I think I did this in the first class also, in the first session also, that John dropped his wallet while coming out of the store. That is the most preferred form of sentence in GMAT. If that is not available, if the subject is not coming at the very beginning of the sentence, it should come immediately after the commas. Like, walking out of the store, comma, John dropped his wallet. Walking out of the store, comma, John's wallet fell is wrong structure. Why? Because the sentence is not about John's wallet. John's wallet cannot be walking out of the store. John is the one who is walking out of the store. So walking out of the store, comma, John's wallet fell down is wrong. Walking out of the store, John dropped his wallet is the correct format. So it's another commonly tested rule. It's very easy to identify, you know, it's very easy to solve also. It's extremely easy to get these questions correct. Clear identifier. What's the identifier? Comma. You know, if the underlying portion starts with the comma, very clear identifier. Or if the underlying portion ends with a comma, right? Or this is everything underlined and in the middle there is a comma. So these are some of the indicators of this comma subject rule. One of the easiest rule to and it's extremely, once you understand this rule, it's very easy to get these questions correct, right? And be able to save a lot of time on that. Next concept is comparisons. We did a little bit of that. You know, it's again commonly it's comparatively easy. You have to understand it, little bit of understanding required, but it's still comparatively easy to get these questions correct. Again, they're clear identifiers, you know. So even higher difficulty level questions, you know, once you are able to understand it, then that what is getting compared to what, you know, once you're able to understand that part, it's extremely easy to solve. Simple recap. We did a like-unlike rule last class, right? So that is one type of comparison. Today we are not talking about that in comparison, right? Today it's like it's more, you know, when you compare things like, you know, using more than, now that there are, you know, let's say more than, less than, higher than, fewer than, taller than, you know. So using that kind of, you know, more, many, few, that kind of comparison. I have more books than, you know, than he has, or, you know, or I am taller than he is. So all those kind of comparisons, right? So that's what I mean. So here the most common type of error that is tested is that if, as I said, you know, I have more books than Ram. So that is wrong, because what is the comparison? The comparison is my books with Ram's book, not the comparison of my books with Ram. So the correct sentence should be I have more books than does Ram, or than Ram has, something like that, you know. The comparison, so that's what I mean, a little bit of understanding required, that the color of my car is same as Mary is wrong, you know. It should be is same as Mary's car, or same as Mary's. That is also fine, right? So first, so you have to read, once you understand, once you identify that it's a comparison problem question, then you have to see that, you know, okay, what is getting compared, you know. So as I said, is once you are able to understand it and identify it, it's very easy to solve. Now, what are the identifiers? Identifiers are these, you know. This one identifier is this, the word then, anything, you know, that if you see the option in all the options or some of the options, if you see the word then, that means some comparison is happening. Another thing is the apostrophe, right? So like so if 2-3 options, answer options have the word have the apostrophe, and some of the answer options don't have the apostrophe, then it is an indicator that, okay, so this comparison is getting, you know, the question is testing you on comparison. This is one very easy way to spot whether the comparison rule is getting tested or not. Okay, great. Now let's get into questions. So today's questions will be a mix, you know, of I am not going to give you it's just today we are not going to do any more sentence correction session. So today we'll do it only next month, not in this month anyway. So I'm just a mixed platter of questions. Let's see whether you are able to identify the rule or not and solve it correctly or not. Okay, try this question. Yep. A is wrong. Okay, so first of all, when just we discussed in the first session that you look at develop, you see the difference, right? Crafts, career, crafts, blah blah blah. So right, so let's see, and then we spot the comma, right? So we know that it's a, let's try out the comma subject rule first, right? So spanning more than 45 years, right? So what is the subject of the sentence going to be? It's not, definitely not going to be a human being. So what are our options? James Craft's career. These are our two options, right? So anything that has James Craft, just you can eliminate those. The option E is very, actually, in a very cunning, it's James, the career of Craft is very stupid, but if you purely where what you need to understand that the underlined portion is starting one word after the comma, not immediately after the comma. So James Craft is the name of the person, it is starting after James. So E is a very so of course it is wrong. So we are left with James Craft's career. Now when we are down to two options, what do? We do horizontal scanning. So began, so began in and began with, the both of them correct. You can begin in something or you can begin with something, both correct in terms of preparation. So let's go on. Began in an unpromising apprenticeship as, okay, apprenticeship of being, okay. So apprenticeship itself means you are something, you are being something. So of being here is redundant, right? So your B is the correct answer. So Suminder, which you got correct. Everybody understood this question? Okay, let's try to do this question. So were you guys all able to spot that it's a tense error? It's like have migrated, were migrating, migrated, so it's definitely a tense error. So so let's so what do we need? It is possible that American so just read it as AI, that it is possible that AI originally so migration happened, so there's nothing like have migrated, it's done, the migration happened in the past. So have migrated is wrong. Where migrating is also wrong. That means they were doing it. So you don't, migration happens once, it's not like we're migrating. You can say we're traveling, but migration itself is one action, it's done, right? Migrated. Now let's compare D and E. Migrated over a bridge of land. So now there's a massive difference, so if you see the word that, now when in this case, now you have to read each option obviously. Migrated over a bridge of land to the Western Hemisphere, that, okay, this is another rule. I don't remember whether we touched upon it or not, but that, which, whose, where, all these things, so they point, especially that and which, they point to the noun immediately before, immediately preceding, right? It's now, so in this case, in option C, the that is referring to Western Hemisphere. So you can't say that the Western Hemisphere once existed. Once Western Hemisphere still exists, right? On the other, in this case, the that is located after land. So a bridge of land that once existed. So the bridge of land once existence but does not exist now. Western Hemisphere still exists. So your C is wrong and D is correct. Okay, everybody understood this one? Simple enough, but yeah, you should be able to identify what rule to start with. How about this? this is the same comma subject rule but a little higher level, right? So here the underlined portion is ending with comma, so let's try out the comma subject rule first, right? And it begins with England, so England is the subject for sure, right? So the portion before the comma should be saying something about England. Understand that the portion before the comma will have to say something about England, and it should not have any subject of its own, right? So let's see. Now for almost 100 years after having its beginning, so can England begin with 1788? England did not begin in 1788, right? So this is wrong. Beginning in 1788, again same problem. England did not begin in 1788. Beginning a period of almost, again, is England, and moreover this 1978 England is any very stupid construction, wrong construction, it's out. During 100 years, a period beginning in 1788, so during 100 years, during 100 years England, so let's remember we talked about this also. Forget if you are reading portion between two commas, just if it is describing the portion before that, then just ignore it. So during 100 years, again is talking about that says nothing had to do with England. So this is your option, over a period of 100 years beginning as in England. Okay. So this is a little tricky, as I said, it's a comma subject rule but little reverse. The subject is clear, you have to make sure that the portion before the comma is talking about that subject and nothing else. Okay? Okay, let's do this. So while is also another indicator. While, the word while is also another indicator of comparison, right? So when the moment you spot these, you should now then just read very carefully to understand what things are getting compared. So forget this, just read it as L. We discussed this, right? Anything difficult to pronounce, just read it as L. No, L is among the forecasters who predict that the rate of addition to blah 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 lands will drop while, okay, so it's like rate of addition, okay, that is getting compared, like TL, that is tillable land versus barren. So these two things are getting compared based on the rate of addition, right? So like it's like me and somebody else being compared on the basis of our height maybe or weight. Similarly here, tillable lands and barren are getting compared based on the rate of addition, right? So on their rate of addition with the rate of increase, whatever it is. So we'll see. So while dose, now dose is fine, I am okay, so the dose refers to the rate of addition. My only problem is that rate is one thing, so you don't need dose. If it would have been that, I would have been okay. If the option would have been that, it's fine. But when you say dose of barren, then it should have been rates. So there's a singular plural error here. Now it, we don't know what it refers to. While it rises for barren, what rises? It has nothing preceding it. Dose, of, again same problem, right? What is dose is wrong. While the rate of barren rises, okay, this is fine. There are rises, again this is so in this case the correct comparison is your option D. Okay, so Suminder, glad to see that you got this correct. Okay. Yep. right? Now see, that's what, when you apply the rules, actually you should not have taken you that much time anyway, by researching ancient blah blah blah. Remember we talked about this. You just have to develop the habit of reading yet not reading, by researching the ancient something system of single something, so who will do the researching? Only human beings, right? So biophysicists are human beings, so we'll stay with this. A striking resemblance, cannot do the researching, it's out. Now there is again, what is this is not the correct, the uncovering is also not a human being, out. Algae and cows, definitely not human beings, so A is your option. So this question, if you are able to first identify that, okay, let me look for the comma subject rule, you will be able to solve this question in less than 10 seconds. Agreed everybody? Yep. Okay, to start applying a lot of the things that we discussed in the earlier sessions as well. Okay, so this question again, you see some apostrophe with that and that, so all these are indicators that it's a that of something, apostrophe. The combination of all this should like set off alarm bells in your head that, okay, this is a comparison question, let me try with that, right? So or you could also spot the difference of with, there are two options that have with, and three options that have and, so you you could have gone with that as well. So now remember we discussed that anything between like this with dashes, just don't worry about this at all. So we'll just read. Recent something suggests that ancient peoples of something merged the cult of something. Okay, now merge, you always merge with. So if you have to go with preposition, also it's a merge, you always merge A with B, you don't merge A and B. So that's one thing, you could have gone with that as well. If not, let's just do the comparison. Merge the cult of Maria, so something, even if you don't know the meaning of cult, X of Maria, which should be with X of Zeus, or with Y of Zeus, but it cannot be directly with Zeus, right? So it's with Zeus. In case you didn't know that merge is with, so you just and with Zeus. And is wrong here, and Zeus. So in this case, we don't know what Zeus what, right? So with that of Zeus is the correct option. Simple one. You could have gone solved this either way. If you spotted it that there are three options with and no, two with, so just correcting it, merge is with, not and if you spotted that there are some options with that, of, and some with apostrophe, so it's a comparison question, right? So you then proceed accordingly. Key here is to not to get distracted by this portion. Okay, simple enough. What I'm trying to tell you here is that just while you are solving questions, try to just try to do what I'm doing, like that. Don't read completely, like that. That recent something suggests, if you just see, you are not getting extra points for understanding or pronouncing this. So recent something suggests that ancient peoples of something, of EP. Just develop the habit of reading like this. This is sentence correction, this is not critical reasoning, right? So you don't get extra points for like understanding the words or whatever it is. Okay, how about this? Now again, you see fell, has fallen, right? So you could have seen that, and it could have been a tense question, or we could have just seen that more than, so like more than, you could have spotted this also, more than, and you could have gone that way also. So let's see, right? So so in the last 10 years, so when in the last 10 years, so it's not like 10 years ago, in the last 10 years, that means something that has been happening, right? So it's not simple, so simple past, it will be past coming into present, has fallen dramatically, right? So has fallen, because it is happening for the last 10 years, right? It's not like 10 years ago. Now next part is that now we are down to 3 options. Let's see. Has fallen dramatically, while. Now while also, right, is also, it's also a comparison. While, all of these are indicators that this, you could have solved this as a comparison question also. Number of blacks attending more than doubled, right? So which is fine, but read this option C as has fallen dramatically over the past decade. Now this is a very subtle redundancy. This question actually you did not even have to go with comparisons. 10 years means decade. GMAT does this, when you say in the last 10 years, you don't need to again say it over the past decade. It means it has the same meaning, very subtle redundancies. You will see that, that they would say among the 12 people, dozen, so they do that, right? So these are the subtle redundancies, so that's why here your C is out. Okay. There are a lot of other problems also in the options D and E. If you see, even if you're not able to spot this redundancy, there are other problems also. Look at E. Number of blacks who are attending, so what do you mean by who are attending, right? This is more parallel also. See, has fallen, has more than doubled, right? Has, right? So option E, if you see, is more, there are a lot of tense error, is more than what it was at the, so lot of other problems, but the easiest to spot is the past decade. When you have 10 years, it means decade. Okay, how about this? Everybody can see the question? So just another small concept, it's called count, something that can be counted versus something that cannot be counted, right? So if you can count something, then it is it's few, it's if you can't count it, then it's less. If you can count something, you use it many. If you can't count it, it is much. So these are some subtle rules that can be tested on some questions. So for instance, you would say I have less money, because you can't count money. Money is not a countable item, right? So you can say I have less money, but you can say I have few coins or I have few notes, because notes you can count. One note, two note, you can count. So if you have, so like, if you can't count it, then it is like, similarly you can say I don't have much money, but you can say I don't have many coins or many notes, so anything that can be counted as 1, 2, 3, 4, that is many, few. Something that cannot be is less, much. Jayendra, I'm not able to understand your question. For persons of something, we can count something for which we should ask how many. So how can you give me an example? I didn't understand your question. So, but everybody understood the usage, right? I say I drink less water, because I can't count water as 1, 2, 3, 4. I say I drink less water, but I can say I drink few glasses of water, right? So few, anything that you can count is as 1, 2, 3, 4, you use the word few, many. Anything that you cannot count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you cannot count like that, there you use less and much. You can say I'm not very hungry, I can't eat much food. Same sentence, if I have to say, I can say that I am not very hungry, I can't eat many pizzas, because pizzas I can count as 1, 2, 3, 4. Food I can't count. Okay, so be in the lookout for these kind of things. Right, now in this case, let's see, we see the difference less and few, right? So when you see the difference in less and few, so in this question there are some this is one entry point. The moment you saw the word then, so you know that okay, there can be a comparison. No, it may be a comparison question. So let's read. You also see the portion starting after the comma, so you could have also gone that way. So let's see what it is talking about. As a result of continuing decrease in birth rate, okay, so less people or fewer people. Can you count people? You can count people, right? 1%, 2%, 3%. So you can always count people. So it's not less. So less is out. You have fewer, right? Now fewer is like fewer. The problem with these two options is as. So when you have to compare, fewer than, less than, many than, more than, not many than, sorry, more than, you use more, you use than. You don't say more as or fewer as or less as, right? So this does not have the corresponding than. So these two options are wrong. Your answer is E. Okay. Alicia, your question is there any other comparisons in case of countable and uncountable? What do you mean? Any such words? Any such words? That's what you mean? No, these are the ones that come on the GMAT, few, less, many, much. These are the ones. No, this is enough. This is enough. Okay. Let's try to do this. Okay, Everybody, A is the correct answer. So everybody understood. Everybody got the answer. So here again, see, Arnab and Alisha, you are taking a little more time, right? You should not have. You are getting it correct, but your time is area is something that you have to work on, because this should not have taken you that much time if you are doing the things that we have discussed. So here, okay, the underline portion starts after the comma. So let's try and let's see if there is any after the comma heavy subject error. So opening the tributes with blah blah blah, so with something, you know, opening with tributes to something and closing with something, right? So opening with something and closing with something, electrified something, blah blah blah, right? So what opens and ends, you know, the program or it. So first of all, there will be a program. So till now we don't have a subject, you know, opening and closing something, we need a subject. So there is not your subject, it is not your subject. So all these three are out straight, right? Now the program, yes, this is fine, you know, opening and closing a program, opens and closes is fine. The problem is will versus would. How many of you know the difference of will versus would as it comes on GMAT? See, in school, college, you might have, not in college probably, in school you might have been taught that would is the past form of future, which is anyway very weird to understand. So nothing like it, you know, in modern day English or in GMAT English especially. So would is not a tense indicator. Would has nothing to do with tense. It is not a tense indicator, right? So would means conditional. Would is an indicator that something is not certain, something is conditional, something may happen, may not happen. That is what would, you know, indicates, right? So if in if any GMAT question, you know, you see the word, you know, which predict, you know, for instance, the meteorologist, you know, predicted that there would be rain now, not there will be rain, there would be rain. So would is not a tense indicator, would is a conditional indicator, right? Now here the program there is no you know, there is no uncertainty about it, you know, all this is fixed. It will open with something, close with something, the program will trace, you know, so it's fixed. It's not would trace. Would trace is that you're predicting that something would happen, you know, it is nothing. It shows uncertainty, it shows conditional, you know. That would is a very for in higher level questions, you know, it comes paired with the word predict, right? Which predict, and if you say they predicted that there would be something, you know, so everybody clear with this? क्या हुआ? हाँ बताओ.
मैं कहता हूँ वो उसने रिजाइन किया नहीं, उसको रोकने का फायदा तो नहीं है.
नहीं बताओ, कुछ काम
करते थे.
हाँ right. Everybody clear about this? This is a higher level thing. It's, you know, I mean, in the OG and all, there are barely 3-4 questions, because this is a higher level rule that gets tested. So anything that is not fixed, no. So if you have to choose between will and would, you know, just see what it is talking about. Okay, Raj, did you get it? Did you understand? Why will and not would? Raj, did you get it? Hello? Am I audible? So Raj, can you hear me? Did you understand? Okay. Let's try this one. So here again, you could have started with that, that there is a difference. There are 3 options have and 2 options have 2, so you could have just checked, what is, or you could have just seen that there's a thing, disqualified, have disqualified, has been disqualifying, had the effect of this. So you could have entered either way. So here the in the if you see and or what is required, if you see the between, right, so the correct usage is between A and B, not between A to B, right. So all the options with 2 you can eliminate, then you are left with this, disqualified versus have disqualified. Now see, the time period is fixed between 1901 to 1930. The action is already over, so you don't need have disqualified, right. Now option A and E, right. So had is also simple past, by the way, right. Have, had, right. It is not followed by another verb, so don't get confused that this is double past, right. So had the effect of something versus did it. Had the effect of disqualifying many doctors, in as much as. Now it is extremely redundant. There is no meaning of this phrase, in as much as. So this is out. Your option A is correct, right. Now here look at this. Remember I told you that since is an indicator of past coming into present. So GMAT actually plays these tricks. They place the word since and they want you to choose C by mistake. No. However, since, there are 2 meanings of since, right. One is for time, and when since is used for time, like since 1940 or since morning, in that case you have to, the has, have options are correct. Otherwise since also means because. I did not go to school since I was ill. So in this case this since means because. Now so this again, as I say, these are small traps that GMAT places, and these are things that you need to learn to avoid. Okay, everybody clear? Okay, let's do this. So Alisha, E is wrong. So B is the correct option. Arnav, E is wrong. Okay, let's look at this. You first spot that this is a tense error, because has said versus said. What do you need? Do you need past coming into present, or do you need simple past? Let's see. In a recent interview, it's over. Done. Time period is already given. So your has said, all the has said options are wrong. So you need said. Now look, when we are down to 2 options, we scan and find the point of difference. So you see that said that the clauses in the something blah blah blah, in the something fail, are a failure, right? So fail is direct, are a failure, a long way of saying it. So your B is correct. Also remember, see, clauses are, right, it's plural. So but a failure is singular. So this is anyway very weird construction, does not make sense. There's a tense error, not tense, sorry, there's a singular plural error also in option D. So your B is your correct answer. Very straightforward, very simple. Okay. So we did these type of questions in the last class, right? You see like, unlike, that means you compare. Remember our rule? You have got like, unlike, anything, you know, blah 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 blah, comma is in this format. So you have to compare whatever comes, you know, after the word like, unlike, and then whatever comes after the comma. So it could be other way around also, something comma like, unlike, you know, same, you just does not, you know, change anything. You have to just, you know, compare this, what is getting, what beginning of the sentence, and whatever is coming after like, unlike. They have to be similar things. Now let's see what is getting compared. Right. Most prophets, the preaching. So preaching is not a prophet. Buddha is a prophet, but preaching is not a prophet. Most prophets, again the preachings, you know, wrong. Buddha's preachings, okay, like those. Now those refers to preachings. So like preachings of most other. Okay, so this seems right. The preachings, Buddha, again wrong comparison. Those, now in this case, what's the problem? We don't know what those is referring to. Moreover, if we even assume that it is preachings, you know, then Buddha is not preaching. So your option C is correct. But this is not what I wanted to show you with this question, by the way. This question, you know, test a very high level rule. You will, you know, you will probably hit those questions only when you are starting to do very well. The very high level rule is getting tested here. What other difference did you spot? See, most prophets, most other prophets, most other prophets, most prophets, and most prophets. Did you spot this? Most other versus most. So this is a very high level rule, by the way. You know, I mean, have you guys come across this rule? Have you guys done any questions on this? So now this is also a high level comparison, right? Whenever you see most, then, more, then, they are always comparison questions, right? So now what's the difference between most and most other? Or any type, not necessarily most other, any other, right? So if I say that Delhi is hotter than any city in Delhi is hotter than any city in the US. Let me write this sentence, okay? So Delhi is hotter, I'll just write H, than any city in US, right? This is correct, right? But if I have to compare Delhi with with the rest of the cities in the US, in India, my comparison will be Delhi, my users will be Delhi is hotter than any other city in India. So whenever you are comparing something with a group, right, and if that thing is also part of that group, then you have to use the word other. Any other city in India, because Delhi is in India. Got it? So if you are comparing, let's say A exists in this group is called C, right? And then there is another group called B. So if I have to compare A with any element of B, you know, I will say is taller than anything, or is better than most, you know, thing. So if I am comparing A with any element of this group, you know, then I don't need to use the word other. But if I have to compare A with the elements, you know, of the group C, then I have to use the word other. Why? Because the A itself is a part of that group. So Mary is taller than any other girl in her class. If I say Mary is taller than any girl in her class, that is wrong, because Mary is also a girl in the class. So you can't say that. You have to say Mary is taller than any other girl in the class. Okay, like June is hotter than any other month of the year. You cannot say June is hotter than any month of the year. Why? Because June is also a month of the year. So if you have to compare with a group of stuff of which that element is a part, then you have to use the word other. Like for instance, you know, Virat Kohli is better than any other batsman in the Indian team. You have to say that, because he is also a part of the Indian team. You can say Virat Kohli is better than any batsman in the you know, the Pakistani team. That's fine, right? Everybody understood? This is, as I said, is a higher level rule. If you have any concerns, any doubts, please ask. Again, remember, these are very once you spot these things, you know, it's very easy to get this. It is again pretty high level rule. I don't expect you know, you may not get any question, but if you get it done, you know, if you get it correct, then it will really add a lot of points to your score, right? Moving on. Yeah. Yep. There is also a higher level rule here, so I'll just before that, let me just go through the basics. Yes, the underlined portion starts with the comma, so let's see, test for the comma subject rule. In the initial stages, in the initial planning stages, okay, the condominium, the some corporation, I would read that some corporation because it's like too much to read condominium, whatever, so I'll just read as the corporation, okay. The concerns, so the planning, the concerns cannot be doing any kind of planning. Prospective clients will not do the initial planning stages, you know, it will be the company who they will be doing the planning stages. So we are down to 3 options. So if you see, you know, now now your thing is took versus has taken. So they are different, you know. You will not get questions where, unlike, you know, your parallel construction, other rules, it's very rarely that you will be able to use one rule to get the correct answer. So took versus has taken. So in the initial play, the corporation took into account, so I don't see any indicators why it should be has taken, you know. It's initial planning stages which is done, you know. So initial planning stages is done, so I don't need the has taken, I need the took, simple past. Now let's read this. The corporation took into account only the concerns versus only took. Only the difference is the positioning of the word only, okay. So this is, as I said, you know, another high level rule. Just pay attention to these 3 sentences, okay. Only, now only is an extremely important word, by the way. you know, the depending on where you place it, it changes the entire meaning. Only I eat apples. Okay, what do you mean by this sentence? What is the meaning of this? That only I, nobody else. Only I, only me, only I eat apples, nobody else, you know, eats apples, right? This is one sentence. I only eat apples. What's the meaning of this sentence? What do you mean by this sentence? No, that's wrong. So this is one common error that we do in our day-to-day speaking. When you say I only eat apples, it's closest to, you know, whatever the only, you know, is comes before. No, that is what it is talking about. So that means that it is coming before the action eat. That means I only eat apples. I don't do anything else. I don't drink. I don't sleep. I don't speak. Anything I do is eat apples. That's the only thing that I do. Got it? This is one very common mistake that we do while speaking. So if you have to say that I eat nothing except apples, this sentence means that I don't do anything else. I don't do anything other than eating apples. This is what this sentence means, because the only is appearing before the verb, right? If you have to say that I don't eat anything other than apples, that apples is the only thing that I eat, you know, then the structure has to be I eat only apples. Okay, so depending on this simple sentence, I eat apples, wherever you put the, you know, only. Now only, if it comes I, it just means that only me, nobody else. If only is coming before the action, that means that I do only this action, I don't do anything else. If the only is coming before apples, that means I eat only apples, I don't do anything else. Understood? As I said, this is a very high level, again another high level rule. So give me a couple of sentences. If I have to say that I like nothing except movies, what will I say? How will I say it? Using only. I like nothing except movies. Okay, I like only movies, right? If I say I only like movies, what does that mean? That means I don't do anything except liking movies. No, Alisha, you are wrong. I don't like anything else. That means I like only movies. I only like movies means I don't do anything else except liking movies. So let's say you're just let's say this is a sentence. Okay, let's say this is a sentence. X is a word, Y is a word, Z is a word, sentence, right? And if the only is placed here, then this means that only X, right? If the only comes before the word Y, so wherever only is positioned, you know, it describes only that thing. Understood? Again, a pretty high level rule, but if the question comes and you get it correct, you know, it will add significantly to your verbal score. So be on the lookout for these differentiations, small differentiations, you know. But you will why you know the rule is that because see the location of the only the concerns has only taken, then only were taken, only took, only taken. So by the way, you know, if you could spot this, I don't expect you to spot it because it's a little difficult to spot, you know. If you, in all the 4 cases, you know, in B, C, D and E, so only is coming before the verb. So that means the corporation did nothing except taking into consideration. So these 4 were out. You could have easily just selected A, but as I said, it's a little difficult rule to pick, you know, right from the word go. So I don't expect you to spot this immediately and go ahead. Okay, any questions till now? Yes, it's an easy way to eliminate, but as I said, you know, just you have to train your brain. If you see the word only, you know, in an answer option, you know, then just see where it's located, but don't get dragged into it, you know. If you are able to eliminate a couple of options using something else, you know, great. But you know, these high level rules, if you are able to spot, and problem is that there are not enough GMAT questions to practice these questions. That's the problem, because these are pretty high level questions and not many questions are available in the OG or the question pack, or so you don't get enough practice. So you just have to kind of train your brain to look out for these kind of words, like other, you know, most other, any other, you know. So if you just train your brain to look off, then the elimination becomes pretty fast. No, Arnav, there are, as I said, there are not many questions available for this, you know, and there is no point practicing on questions that are not GMAT questions, you know. Yes, I that is why it's I agree. If you don't practice, you will forget. But it's not about practicing. It's just keep in mind, you know, be on the lookout. That's it. There's nothing much you can do about it, you know. There are not many questions available for this. In the OG official guide, you will find 1 or 2 questions. That's about it. These are pretty. The higher level questions don't come that frequently. Yeah, Suminder, I agree. Write down and revise. That's it. A lot of the stuff you will not see. It's not like math, you know, where you just pick a topic and practice. You know, you don't have that much of, you know, especially the higher level verbal rules. You know, there will be just 2-3 questions in the entire 4-5 OGs. You will be hard pressed to find 2-3, you know, questions. Okay, let's do this. Wrong. Gender D is not right. Okay, so were you able to, you know, see the I mean, on an exam day, you know, I don't expect you to, I mean, you'll be a little nervous and all of it, you know. So the first, you could have noticed that there's a difference with for, to. So there's a preposition, there may be a preposition error, right? So then what is, you see safeguard, right? So with safeguard, you know, safeguard is always for. You could have gone that way also, right? As I said, you know, it's like, you know, whatever hits you, you know. Another thing you could have seen is that more, you see a more. So with more, you always need then, right? So if you see more than, then this option has then, this option does not have then, this also has option does not have then, this option also does not have then. So you are down to, so anything, just train your brain, you know. That's all I can say, you know. Just I can only give you a 2-hour session is not going to you know, that's not enough. You have to constantly keep on, you know, you have to hunt for words, you know. These keywords need to jump out at you, right? So other thing you could have spotted is, you know, just, you know, other thing you could have spotted is obviously whatever we discussed today, any other versus any, right? This is a difficult question, but I think this is a very easy question because there are so many entry points, you know. There's so many entry points. You could have just picked any of them and then got it correct, right? So this was rated as a high level question, but I don't think it's a high level question, you know. At least for you guys, if you follow our rules, you should not find it very difficult. Now let's see. So any country versus any other, you know. What do we need? We don't know. Let's see what the comparison is, you know. What is the comparison talking about? So Senator blah 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 admits that the American judicial, okay, American, you know, judicial system provides more safeguards for blah, blah. So America, now is America a country? Is America a country? It's a country, right? So what do you need? You need other. If you have to compare America with other countries, you need the word any other. You can't say any country because America is also a country. So in this case, any other option is correct, right? You could have just gone like this. So any other is there in A and D. And then just what, you know, like safeguard 4 is correct, safeguard 2 is wrong, or more, you have the then, you don't, so either way, A is your correct answer. As I said, multiple entry points. Once you're done with all the rules, once you've revised all the rules, you will not struggle with finding, you know, entry points to questions, right? Everybody clear? So those of you, you know, you are practicing, you know, just, you know, I don't know whether you are what stage of preparation you are at. Once you are done with the videos, you know, then you should of course start practicing the questions. You know, you should do question pack also in your you guys are online students, even the classroom students, you know, there's a GMAT, you know, question pack, QP, it's called QP, right? So your online students, you can this is a GMSC product, right? So for the classroom students, the question pack is available in our computer labs. The online students, you can ask Priyanka for the question pack, you know, the code. So you can, those are official GMAT questions, you know. Practice lot of them, you know. Just try all the techniques that we discuss, you know. Keep an eye on your time, you know. You have to I always feel that GMAT questions are always, GMAT means the official GMAT questions are always the best things to practice on, because nothing can be like GMAT questions as the original GMAT questions, right? So whatever questions are there on our platform, on the Jamboree platform, you know, we have tried to make them like GMAT questions, but the fact is that they are not GMAT questions. But that's why we give you resources like the, you know, exam pack or the question pack, you know, so that you can practice on all types of questions. First, to build your accuracy, yes, you do the Jamboree stuff, right? But closer to your exams, you know, closer to your GMAT exams, practice on question pack, practice on exam pack, you know, practice on official GMAT stuff, you know. That is what we anyway recommend, right? So the online, those of you who are online students, if you are done with watching your videos and all of it, then just request the code for the, you know, question pack. Just do a combination of course, you know, accuracy plus speed, both of them should be there, you know. Okay, any questions? Any questions on this particular question? Am I still audible? Okay, great. Again, I'm glad that Alisha and Raj, you actually got it. And this is supposed to be a 10-second question, and I am really glad to see that you guys got it in that time period. So I just wanted to end with a very simple question, just to emphasize the thing that, you know, before going to the higher rules, you have to be at least thorough with the basics, right? Basics are what? The preposition list, you know, the redundancy list, you know, all those things you have to be thorough with, because those are the basics, right? So just if you look at the, you know, first words, you see at versus as, that, to be, you know, as. So seems like a preposition thing, you know. Let's see what it is talking about. So anthropologists believe that blah 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 of blah 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 discovered in something and estimated. So okay, estimated, which estimated, the correct preposition is to be, right? So all of this is wrong. Simple. Done. 5-10 second in and out. Or I mean, if you did not memorize your preparation list, you know, then you can make your, of course, then you can do other ways of, there are always multiple ways of solving a question, by the way. So provides versus provide, you know, you could have seen this and gone. So fragments will be not provides, fragments are, you know, plural. So your provides are out. You could have gone this way also. I'm just trying to tell you that there are complicated ways of doing questions and there are simple ways of doing questions, you know. You know, so now when you are down to this, anyway you will have to go with your preposition, which is D. Okay guys, as I said, this was the last question of the session. I hope you guys learned something new.